A few videos back, I built a free tool that checks my LEGO prices against the European market. What I didn't say at that time is that the version I showed you was never meant to be the finished thing. So it's already gone through 2 more versions since then, and honestly, this video is just the first of a bunch of upgrades I've got planned for it. So today is about how a simple price scanner turned into something that plugs directly into how I actually work, and a look at where this is going next. So if you're new here, a couple of videos ago I built a free tool that scans your entire bricklink inventory against what the rest of Europe is actually charging and hands you back a spreadsheet telling you what's overpriced, what's underpriced, or what's fine as is. That tool is still out there, completely free. The link's in the description below. Now, I don't run this tool constantly. I realistically, once a month, when I want to sanity check my current stock against the market again. But there was a second, completely different moment where I kept hitting the same tool's limits. Whenever I'm pricing brand new stock, I've just sorted, not just rechecking what I already had listed. Those are actually 2 different jobs. And having 2 different jobs being handled by 2 different disconnected processes is exactly the kind of thing that's fine at first and then quietly annoying forever. So I went back in and I kept building. And if you're the kind of person that also can't leave a working system alone, then please subscribe to the channel, because that's exactly what we're doing on this video. So here's the actual gap. When I'm pricing new stock, I'm not starting from the CSV export. I'm working inside BrickStore, sorting parts, assigning them to locations, and BrickStore saves all of that in its own file format, called a BSX. So version 2 of this tool reads that BSX file directly instead of needing a separate export step. And it turned out to make the whole thing more accurate too. BSX already stores the exact numeric color code for every part built in, where the original CSV-based version needs a lookup table translating over 150 color names into numbers by hand. Reading the BSX directly skips that whole translation step entirely. And this version hands back 3 things. First, the usual spreadsheet for review, a file ready to upload straight into Bricklink if you want to skip a step, and the one that actually mattered most day to day, an updated BSX file that I can bring straight back into BrickStore, the same as I started with, just with corrected prices. So concretely, here's what that changed. Before, I sorted the parts, I entered them into BrickStore with their locations, I price everything at the average 6 months old, I export, I upload into Bricklink, and separately, once a month or so, I run the scanner against my whole store. I get a spreadsheet, I generate the upload files, and I upload again. 2 disconnected passes. What I'm doing now? I enter the locations, same as always. I export the BSX, I run the tool once, I bring the market corrected file back into BrickStore, I review it, and I upload to Bricklink. The pricing step just slots directly into what I was already doing. No second export, no round trip. Quick side note, because I know some of you will ask, BrickStore also tracks the physical storage location for every lot, so which drawer it's actually sitting in. That was something I didn't want to get lost in the process. And it didn't. The tool only ever touched the price field, everything else passes through exactly as it was. So the first real test of this version, a batch of 69 Minifigs I just sorted. BrickStore had them all priced at the 6-month global average. The tool repriced 48 of them downward, 1 upward, and 20 were left alone. The total batch value went from 266 euros to 237 euros, roughly an 11% correction, before any of them ever gone up to sale. So at this point I had 2 separate scripts, one for a full CSV based store scan and one for a BSX based new batch. The same API, the same pricing logic underneath, just built for 2 different starting files. And there was also a smaller annoyance that had been there since the first version. Every single time I had to open the script itself and manually type in the exact file name of whatever CSV I just exported, just to get it to run. Bruh. It's fine for once, but after the 50th time it genuinely gets tedious. So the obvious next step on both fronts, I merged the 2 scripts into one, and I have it figure out the file on its own. Now you just drop whatever you're working with, a CSV, a BSX, it doesn't matter, directly into the same folder as a script. No opening the code, no typing the file name anywhere. It just looks at what's already sitting in that folder and figures out what to do with it. A CSV gets the full store treatment, a BSX gets the new batch treatment. And if there's more than one file in there, it just asks you what you meant instead of guessing or making you edit it by hand. So another small thing came up almost immediately after using this version for real. If I dropped in a new batch of an item and it happened to already exist somewhere in my store, the same part, the same color, the same condition, the tool would price the new batch purely against the market, completely unaware that I already had the exact same thing sitting in my store listed at a different price. That's obviously not what we're going for. The same item but two different prices sitting in the same store is just confusing for buyers and messy for me. So the latest version cross-checks every new item against my current inventory first. If it finds a match, it just uses whatever I'm already charging for that lot instead of recalculating it from scratch. Only genuinely new items, so nothing already in the store, get freshly priced against the market. It's a small fix, but exactly the kind of thing that matters when you're actually relying on a tool day to day instead of just testing it. So one honest thing before we get to what's next, the stores are actually closed right now. It has nothing to do with any of this, but a couple of weeks back I tore my biceps tendon and I had to undergo surgery. So I'm still in mid-recovery and I'm not allowed and I'm not also capable to reopen the stores at this time. So I expect to reopen around end of August, beginning of September, but until further notice, I remain closed. I'm telling you this just because I didn't want anyone wondering why the activity is being quieter around my store all of a sudden while this video is still fresh. So here's the thing, everything I've just shown you is generally the first upgrade. It's not a ceiling. So the next version I'm building flips the entire question around. Instead of just pricing what I already own, I'm using the same market data to tell me what I actually should be buying in the first place.
Damn good stuff, sir.
Think about it this way. Selling 10 of something actually tells you nothing on its own. If the entire European market only moves a few hundred units a year with 80 other sellers competing for it, restocking that item is just a trap dressed up as a good idea. But if you only sold a handful of something and the market's actually moving thousands of units with the prices rising, that's exactly what you should be hunting for at your next haul. And right now, nothing tells me that automatically. And that's what's coming. And based on what the market scanner already turned into, I got a feeling that this next one is gonna be the biggest update yet. So the original SV Brickshop Market Scanner version 3 stays free forever. The same link as always, no accounts needed to download. This newer version is a bigger piece of work and I'm still figuring out the right way how to put it out there. But you'll hear it here first when I actually decided and not buried in some reply on a comment somewhere. So if you like this video, then please subscribe to the channel and if you want to see what's coming next. Because based on today, it's clearly not stopping here. Thanks all for watching and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.